Okay, today we are going to talk about excretion. By the end of this class, you should be able to define what excretion is. State that urea is formed in the liver from excess amino acids, as we took it before in the digestive system by deamination process. And you have to know that carbon dioxide is excreted through the lungs, and already you know this. Also, state that kidneys secrete urea and excess water and salt forming urine. And you should be able to identify in drawings, diagrams and images the main part of the excretory system and describe the inside structure of the kidney. When we say excretion is one of the characteristics of living things. You have to know the definition very well. Is the removal from organisms of toxic materials that are produced by chemical reactions. So it's very important to clarify what toxic materials are. Waste products of metabolism. And also not only of toxic materials, removing of excess substances that are excess of requirements, such as water. When you drink so much water, water is not toxic, but it should be removed if it is excess of requirements. So these are the main substances that should be removed out of the body: carbon dioxide, urea, salts, and water. Carbon dioxide, urea, toxic, salts, and water, excess. They should not accumulate inside your body. Okay, so kidney removes urea and excess water and salts. Okay, they remove them out of the body, as we said, by urine. At the same time, they do not get all of the water and salt to go out in order not to get dehydrated. So some of salts and water are reabsorbed into the blood back again. The same for glucose. The glucose doesn't get out in the urine. It should not go out through urine. So when blood comes to the kidney, it is filtered from toxic materials and excess materials forming urine, while other materials are reabsorbed, such as water, salt, glucose. Okay, as we know that urea is formed in the liver by deamination, and liver is responsible for detoxification of toxic materials like drugs and alcohol. So you have to recognize the difference between filtration and detoxification. Filtration, already wastes are found and just we are removing them out of the body. While detoxification, we are breaking down, converting harmful substances into harmless ones. Okay, here these are the main parts of the excretory system. These are kidneys. As we said, they filter the blood from toxic materials or excess materials. Here we have ureters. We have two ureters because we have two kidneys in order to conduct urine from kidney down to the bladder. Bladder, where it's like a sack where urine is stored. When it becomes full, it squeezes on urine to go out through urethra. Urethra is the tube where urine is expelled out of the body. Let's remind you about the deamination process. When you have excess amino acids, when you eat food high in protein. So once it's digested, the proteins, when they are digested, they become amino acids, and once they are absorbed by the blood, they go through the hepatic portal vein into the liver. Here the liver plays its role. Deaminates the excess amino acids. As we know that amino acids are CHON, made up of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen at least. So nitrogen is removed. So we have carbohydrates now and nitrogen compounds alone. So deamination, breaking down amino acids into carbohydrates and nitrogen compounds. Nitrogen compounds are ammonia. Then they become urea, toxic materials, where carbohydrates are used for respiration and the excess is stored in the liver. So you can revise this again as we took it in the digestive system. Here are the main steps of how it happens in details. Okay, let's go to the structure of kidney. Kidney, it's made up of cortex. Cortex is the outer part, and it's made up of cup shapes. Do you see these cup-shaped parts? They are called medulla. So, also it's made up of pelvis. Here is the pelvis, renal pelvis, and pelvis where urine is made. It goes to the ureter. Of course, there is a renal artery and a renal vein. The renal artery carries blood with wastes in order to be filtered. Okay, it carries blood with wastes in order to be filtered. So here is the renal artery, carries blood with waste, with urea, with excess salt, with excess water in order to be filtered inside the kidney here. Okay, the kidney is made up of small tubes, or we minimize them. They are called tubules or nephrons, where filtration happens. If we get a closer look, these are tubules. These are tubules. Okay. Now you have to know something. Here, this is medulla. We took medulla and we magnified it. We saw, or we had a closer look what is found inside medulla. It's made up of tubules, U-shaped one. This is the U-shaped one, which is called loop of Henle. This is the U-shaped one. So the U-shaped one reabsorbs. Reabsorbs means get some salts, water back to the blood, and glucose also. They get it back to the blood. So here where reabsorption mainly takes place back to the blood in order not to get dehydrated or to lose ions or to lose water or to lose sugar. So eventually when urine is made, also some water here and salts may go back or reabsorbed back to the blood from this duct. It is called collecting tubule or collecting duct, but little amount than in loop of Henle. Loop of Henle mainly reabsorbs the substances back to the blood. Here some substances are reabsorbed and urine goes to the pelvis out of the kidney. Already urine mainly is formed here when it goes out. So in the medulla, again, in this medulla, we have lobe of Henle and we have collecting duct. Do you see this? This is what we call it Bowman's capsule. It is called Bowman's capsule. Inside Bowman's capsule, we have tangle of blood capillaries or network of blood capillaries. They are overlapped over each other, as you see. Do you see how are they overlapped or tangled together? The network inside the Bowman's capsule are called glomerulus. So glomerulus, it's made up of blood vessels tangled together. Bowman's capsule, which is around the glomerulus. All the capsule is called a glomerulus. By the way, glomerulus and Bowman's capsule, they are found in the upper part of the or the outer part of the kidney in the cortex. Then lobe of Henle and collecting ducts, they are found in the medulla. So nephrons or tubules are found from cortex extending down to the medulla. In the cortex we have Bowman's capsule and glomerulus. Down we have collecting duct and lobe of Henle, or the U-shaped one. This is the U-shaped, we call it lobe of Henle, where most of reabsorption takes place. Thank you.